Long before Joel Osteen became one of the most recognized pastors in the world, he lived a quiet and deeply structured life in Houston, Texas. Born on March 5, 1963, Joel grew up in a large Christian household where faith influenced nearly every aspect of daily living. His family centered their lives around prayer, church services, scripture, and spiritual discipline. Unlike many children who enjoy seeking attention, Joel was naturally reserved and calm. He preferred observing people rather than speaking loudly or demanding recognition. Even within a family led by a powerful preacher, Joel did not appear interested in becoming a public religious figure himself. Those who knew him during his younger years often described him as soft-spoken, polite, and thoughtful. He stayed away from unnecessary attention and seemed more comfortable supporting others than standing in front of crowds. At the time, no one could have imagined that this shy child would one day preach to millions across the globe. Yet his quiet personality would later become one of the defining traits that separated him from many other religious leaders. Hidden behind his calm nature was a path slowly developing, even if nobody around him could fully recognize it yet. The powerful influence of Joel Osteen's vision. Joel Osteen's story cannot be separated from the influence of his father, Joel Osteen, whose spiritual transformation completely changed the future of their family. In 1958, John experienced what he described as a life-changing encounter with faith that pushed him to leave behind familiar traditions and begin a new ministry. It was a risky decision because he stepped away from the comfort of established church structures to follow a vision he strongly believed God had placed in his heart. In 1959, that vision became Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. The church began in the humblest way possible, inside a small converted feed store with only a handful of attendees. There were no signs of wealth, influence, or worldwide attention during those early days. Joel Osteen relied entirely on persistence, passion, and belief that his ministry would eventually reach people in meaningful ways. Slowly, his energetic preaching style attracted larger crowds. Week after week, attendance increased as more people connected with his messages of faith and spiritual renewal. Over the years, Lakewood Church expanded into one of the most influential congregations in America. Without fully realizing it, John was building not only a church but also a legacy that would eventually place enormous responsibility on his quiet son Joel, the young man who preferred staying behind the scenes. Unlike his father, Joel Osteen never dreamed of becoming a preacher. While Joel Osteen thrived in front of large congregations, Joel preferred a life hidden behind cameras, editing rooms, and production equipment. He became deeply involved in the media side of Lakewood Church, focusing on television broadcasts and technical operations instead of sermons. Day after day, he worked quietly in recording studios, carefully editing his father's messages so they could reach viewers beyond Houston. Joel developed strong communication instincts during these years, though few people noticed it happening. He studied how tone, timing, and presentation affected audiences. He understood how television could make a message feel personal and emotionally powerful. Despite his growing skill, he still avoided public speaking whenever possible. Even when his father encouraged him to preach, Joel resisted the idea. He believed his role was to support ministry from behind the scenes, rather than stand at the center of attention. To many church members, Joel seemed like the least likely person to one day lead Lakewood Church. Yet those years spent quietly mastering communication and media would later become essential to his global success. Unknown to him, he was already preparing for a future he never expected to face. The sudden crisis that changed everything forever. Everything changed dramatically in 1999 when Joel Osteen became seriously ill. The energetic preacher who had guided Lakewood Church for decades could no longer continue leading services the way he once had. For the first time, uncertainty filled the church community. During this difficult moment, Joel faced a challenge he had avoided his entire life. He was asked to preach before the congregation. The thought terrified him because public speaking had never been his goal. Nevertheless, he agreed to deliver a sermon despite feeling completely unprepared. When Joel stepped onto the stage, he spoke with nervousness and hesitation. His style lacked the fiery confidence of his father, yet people connected with his honesty and calm presence almost immediately. Just days later, tragedy struck when Joel Osteen passed away. The loss deeply affected both the family and the congregation. Suddenly, Joel found himself standing at the center of a ministry that had once belonged entirely to his father. The responsibility was overwhelming. He was grieving, uncertain, and inexperienced as a preacher, yet thousands of people looked to him for leadership and reassurance. What began as one unexpected sermon quickly became the defining turning point of his life, transforming him from a quiet media producer into the future leader of Lakewood Church. A different style of preaching that captured attention. Instead of copying his father's passionate and forceful style, Joel Osteen introduced a completely different approach to preaching. His voice was softer, calmer, and more conversational. Rather than focusing heavily on fear, judgment, or punishment, Joel centered his messages on hope, encouragement, and personal growth. He spoke about believing in better days, overcoming hardship, and maintaining faith during difficult times. Many listeners found his style refreshing because it felt personal rather than intimidating. His sermons sounded less like strict lectures and more like supportive conversations meant to uplift struggling people. This approach quickly attracted attention far beyond Houston. More people began attending Lakewood Church every week, and the congregation expanded rapidly. Eventually, the church moved into a massive former sports arena, capable of holding thousands of worshippers. Joel's messages also spread through television broadcasts, online streaming, books, and international media appearances. Millions connected with his positive tone and relatable communication style. Even people who rarely attended church found comfort in his encouraging words. Ironically, the man who once avoided attention became one of the world's most recognized religious voices. His quiet personality and gentle delivery became the exact qualities that allowed him to stand out in a crowded world of powerful preachers. The global expansion of Lakewood Church's influence. As Joel Osteen's popularity grew, Lakewood Church transformed from a large local congregation into an international ministry with worldwide reach. Television broadcasts carried Joel's sermons into homes across multiple countries, while internet streaming introduced his messages to younger generations and global audiences. His books became bestsellers, often focusing on themes of confidence, faith, and positive thinking. Millions of people who had never visited Houston felt connected to his ministry through digital platforms and televised services. Lakewood Church itself became one of the largest congregations in the United States, regularly attracting massive crowds. Joel's calm communication style appealed to people from different cultures, backgrounds, and personal beliefs. Many listeners believed his words provided emotional relief during stressful periods of life. Supporters admired his ability to make complicated spiritual ideas feel simple and encouraging. His influence expanded beyond religion into mainstream media, where he frequently appeared in interviews and public events. Despite criticism from some religious leaders, Joel continued growing his audience by staying consistent with his hopeful message. What began as a small church founded in a converted feed store had become a worldwide organization, reaching millions of people through technology, broadcasting, publishing, and social media platforms. Under Joel Osteen's leadership, the decision to remain neutral in political debates. One of the most unusual aspects of Joel Osteen's leadership is his deliberate decision to avoid political conflict. Unlike many well-known pastors who openly support political parties or candidates, Joel has consistently refused to align himself publicly with partisan movements. He rarely comments on controversial political topics, believing that such discussions could divide his audience and distract from his ministry. Joel has explained that he wants people from every background and belief system to feel welcomed inside Lakewood Church. Because of this, he focuses primarily on messages of faith, hope, and encouragement, rather than engaging in public arguments over social issues. Over the years, he has met leaders from both major American political parties, including presidents, yet he carefully avoids publicly endorsing anyone. Supporters praise this neutrality because they believe it keeps the church united and accessible to all kinds of people. Critics, however, argue that remaining silent on difficult issues can itself be seen as a political choice. Some believe religious leaders should speak more openly about moral and social concerns. Nevertheless, Joel has remained committed to maintaining a broad and welcoming platform. His careful balance has allowed him to retain an unusually diverse audience in an increasingly divided political environment. The private study that sparked public curiosity. For years, Joel Osteen's private study remained hidden from public attention, creating curiosity among followers and critics alike. Because of his enormous influence and carefully managed public image, rumors naturally developed about what might exist inside the room where he prepared sermons and managed ministry responsibilities. Some dramatic headlines suggested terrifying discoveries or shocking secrets hidden within his study. However, a closer look at the materials reportedly found there painted a far different picture. Investigators and observers described shelves filled with sermon drafts, archived recordings, handwritten notes, leadership reflections, and planning documents related to church growth and media outreach. Rather than exposing dark secrets, the study revealed years of careful preparation and intense responsibility. The room reflected the life of a man constantly refining messages, organizing broadcasts, and thinking deeply about communication. Notes reportedly showed his efforts to simplify complicated ideas into language ordinary people could understand. There were also records connected to the rapid expansion of Lakewood Church and the growing pressure that came with global attention. Instead of uncovering scandal, the study appeared to reveal the demanding reality of managing one of the world's largest ministries, while attempting to remain focused on faith, leadership, and public expectations. The criticism surrounding wealth and prosperity teachings. Despite Joel Osteen's popularity, his ministry has faced constant criticism, especially regarding wealth and prosperity-focused preaching. Critics argue that his sermons place too much emphasis on success, positivity, and financial blessing, while avoiding difficult topics such as suffering, repentance, and sacrifice. Some religious leaders believe his style resembles motivational speaking more than traditional biblical teaching. Joel's personal lifestyle has also attracted attention because of his expensive home and the financial success associated with Lakewood Church. Detractors question whether spiritual leaders should live so comfortably while preaching messages about faith and hope. Others accuse him of promoting a version of Christianity that encourages people to expect material rewards from God. Supporters strongly disagree with these criticisms. They argue that Joel's messages inspire struggling individuals to believe in themselves and maintain hope during painful seasons of life. Many followers credit his teachings with helping them overcome depression, fear, and personal hardship. Joel himself has repeatedly defended his approach by saying his goal is to encourage people rather than condemn them. Regardless of where opinions fall, there is no denying that his ministry continues generating intense debate. His influence remains powerful precisely because people react so strongly to both his message and his public image. The human story hidden behind the public image. When all the private records, notes, and archived materials connected to Joel Osteen are viewed together, they reveal something surprisingly ordinary beneath the worldwide fame. Rather than exposing hidden darkness, the documents tell the story of a man carrying enormous expectations while learning leadership step by step. The study materials reportedly showed evidence of preparation, uncertainty, discipline, and constant adaptation. Joel did not suddenly become a global religious figure overnight. His rise developed slowly through years of media experience, personal growth, and unexpected responsibility after his father's death. Behind the polished television broadcasts and crowded arenas was a person trying to manage pressure while maintaining faith and stability. The records also reflected moments of self-reflection about leadership challenges and public criticism. They revealed someone aware of both admiration and controversy surrounding his ministry. This human side surprised many observers because public figures are often viewed as either flawless heroes or dangerous villains. In reality, Joel's private materials painted a more balanced portrait of a reserved man navigating fame, expectation, and spiritual responsibility. The supposed mystery surrounding his study ultimately became less about fear and scandal and more about understanding the complicated journey of a person unexpectedly placed at the center of global religious influence. The lasting legacy of faith, media, and influence. Joel Osteen's journey from a quiet boy in Houston to one of the world's most recognized pastors remains remarkable because it was never part of his original plan. His life was shaped by family influence, unexpected tragedy, technological opportunity, and an ability to connect emotionally with millions of people. While dramatic rumors attempted to portray terrifying secrets hidden inside his private study, the reality appeared far less sensational and far more human. The records and materials associated with his study reflected years of hard work, planning, and personal reflection, rather than scandalous revelations. Joel's influence continues to divide opinion around the world. Some see him as an inspiring spiritual leader who brings hope to struggling people, while others view his teachings as overly focused on positivity and success. Yet regardless of criticism or praise, his impact on modern religious broadcasting and global ministry is undeniable. Through television, streaming platforms, books, and social media, he transformed Lakewood Church into an international movement, reaching millions every week. Ultimately, the story behind Joel Osteen's study is not truly about hidden terror or shocking discoveries. It is about the pressures of leadership, the power of communication, and the complicated human reality behind one of the most influential religious figures of modern times.